What's going on, everybody? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with a new video. Hope you guys had a good week or having a good week. I hope you guys had a good weekend.
I'm sorry. I was talking about something.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh shoot. This is their 50th anniversary in 1966.
Mm-hmm. And you look like him. Well, no, you look like him.
Yeah. December 10th, 1966, Wayland Temple, 25th Street in Columbia Avenue.
That's their 50th anniversary?
Yeah, their 50th anniversary in 1960. They were married in 1916.
Wow.
They were married in 1916, and they were married for 60 years. She died first, and then he died a few years later.
And look at that, Columbia. So that's 21st and Cecil B. Moore.
25th and Cecil B. Moore, yeah.
25th
that church.
Yeah, that's
Wayland
small
Temple.
church.
No, the big church on the corner, Wayland Temple. You're talking about the block up.
Okay.
The block up is that small church near that church is called
the bigger church.
The bigger church that block down.
Yeah, Cecil B. Moore. Yeah.
Yep, that's the. Now that's my grandmother's parents.
Okay.
And my aunts and them, they always said that they felt like that my great grandmother, she didn't know her father, but my aunts, they tell me, they said they think that her father may have been white or something because she was really, really light, as you can see in that picture, and she had really, really long, silky hair. Mm-hmm. And she never talked about her father. She never knew her father. My aunts, my mom's older sisters, they were like,
all you gotta do is dig in that family tree.
Because when you think about it, all my grandmother and all her sisters, they're all dark skinned like their father,
mm-hmm.
and majority of my family is dark skinned. But then you have spots of people in my family who are light, like my great grandmother. May have been. And then I found the census too, real quick. Let me tell you this. I was looking both of them up, and I found this census, but it has my great grandfather's birth year and death the same, but it has hers different. We have her down as being born in 1900, but in the census it has her being born a year before my great grandfather. Have her being born in 1896. Mm-hmm. But we know her on her tombstone was being born in 1900, but the census says 1896. So she may have been born in 1896.
Well, you could look at future.
I don't know how to do that. You're good at stuff like that.
Yeah. Now Ancestry wants to charge you to do it, but all you have to do, like, if you put her in there, it's gonna find her like right away. Mm-hmm. Like it'll have everywhere she lived in 1910, 1920, 30, 40.
But we gotta think about too, black people back then, if they were really being
honest about their age.
Or if many of them were being counted for in the census.
Well, a lot of them. Well, it was like a requirement that you had to.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Do the census.
But see, 1910 would have been what? 10 years that we know after she was born. Mm-hmm. So that really doesn't help. I'm trying to see
if she had brothers and sisters, like, it would definitely give you a...
remember I told you she was only child.
An idea.
Unless it was her father that we didn't know.
You might see that.
Yeah, you might.
You might. You just never.
And what do you call that place?
The census. Oh, Ancestry. Go to Ancestry.com.
Oh, we have to pay for that.
Yeah.
How much do we have to pay?
Probably like $20 a month. But if you really want to, you don't have to do the whole month, but you can you can dig and find so much.
So how does it work, Ancestry? Like the beginning process when you sign up.
So you're going to start with your family tree. Like when you put your info in there, like they'll find people who you have in your family tree, or they'll have like, oh, we have these documents. Your grandparent or this person may have lived here at this time. Mm-hmm. So like I've seen even current stuff from, like, my mom's stuff will pop up when we lived in the projects, like the address there. My dad addresses when he lived in Florida and when he lived in South Carolina. It just shows so much, even like wedding anniversaries, death certificates, like where did they live, where did they go to school, even like, okay, is this their high school photo from people from their yearbooks and stuff.
So let me ask you this: do you have to send in the swab or anything for that?
For Ancestry, if you not for that stuff, no. But if you want to meet like who your relatives are, you do have to do that. But yeah, if you put a family tree together, you'll find like so many. Your family is big too.
Yeah.
So you'll have a lot of hits and matches. Like this one, you were telling me y'all mating the original last name. I'm like, I don't even know nobody in Philly with that name.
Right.
Like I've never heard nobody with that last name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll definitely find a whole bunch of them, and a lot of people that even live in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. You don't even hear anybody with that last name today.
Yeah, and a lot of people that live in Pennsylvania, a lot of their people comes from down south. Like there was like a great migration to leave the south. Right. People went north. People went.
Well, that's where
west.
I can't. That's a good thing because I know of my great grandfather being from down there. Like I said, he was one of 13, and I don't know too much about my great grandmother's side. I don't know too much about her. The only thing I'm not going to say not too much about her, but I mean her history. The only thing I really know about her is that from what my aunt, my grandmom's sister, the one who passed away in 2011, when I used to go visit her, what she used to tell me about, so they knew, of course, her mother, and then they knew their grandmother's mother, their
great-grandmother, yeah.
And I remember she was telling me that their great-grandmother, which was their mother's grandmother, died in that house on 25th in Cumberland. Died in that house when they were young. And because my great-grandmother took care of her grandmother, and she actually, I don't know where it's at now. It may still be in the house, but I actually have a picture of my great-great-great-grandmother. And my aunt was telling me that, she was an amputee. So my great-grandmother took care of her grandmother, and she died in that house. And it's only that one picture I have of her. Now, my great-grandmother's mother, I don't have a picture. I don't know what she looks like.
But just like, if you put that photo up, right, anybody who currently has her in the photo tree, in their family tree, they would get a hint. Like, oh, this could be the photo of your family your relative. Right. And then everybody else saves the photo or adds the photo to their family tree.
Right. I may try that. So is it an app?
You could download the app, or you could just go on Ancestry.com. Yeah. Like photos like that, people would be like, oh yeah, we know who this, or they think they may know who that is. Yeah, this is your grandmother or your great grandmother.
This is her. But I just showed you my great grandparent. This is her when she was younger. And this is my grandmother. And then this is my aunt died, the one that died a few years ago.
Yeah, and your sister was just like your great grandmother.
I'm glad that she wasn't born yet. She was born a year after this picture was taken.
Wow.
And then this is her as an old lady. My cousin Michelle. So yeah, this picture was in 1927.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you should try it. I think you should even go on there and
I should. The only reason why I never really did any of that because, like you said, my family's so big and most of us
are here. But you would see who's outside of the state. Yeah. For sure.
Like I know my aunt told me that my great grandparents used to travel down south every year to visit my great grandfather's side of the family, and then he had a brother, my Uncle Fred, who lived up here in Philly. And my Uncle Fred actually back then, that's when people were taking care of other people's kids. Or my Uncle Ronald, my mom's brother, he was the oldest boy out of the 10 kids. He lived with my great grandfather's brother and his wife here in Philly. So he didn't really live with my grandparents, with his mom and dad. He lived with his grandfather's brother and wife. And then my Uncle Stevie lived with my grandmom's older sister, because she never had any kids of her own. My aunt had told me she had a bunch of miscarriages and was never able to have kids. So then my Uncle Stevie, him and his aunt kind of latched onto each other, and then she ended up raising him. And I asked my aunt, I said, well, Ronald and Stevie never lived with their parents. Like, how was that? And they said, oh no, they were at our house every day. But when it was time to go home, they went to somewhere else. But they were always at our house. But they just went
somewhere else
home to lay their head. Right. That's right. I said, oh, okay. Okay.
Well, I was gonna say I hope everybody had a good weekend, and I hope y'all did. And you know who I had a chance to hang out with this week?
I know, I saw him.
Yes, Lionel Williams.
Why was he here? What happened?
He had something going on with it was like a convention he was here for on Tuesday. Okay. So we linked up on Monday. That's why I didn't call you. And then I thought the rain was going to come, and I didn't want you.
Well, I was happy that you didn't. I've been on vacation all week from my daytime job. Well, of course you didn't. I wasn't going to tell anybody. I was resting. I go back to work on Saturday. I've been off my last day of work. Well, my daytime job. I've been working overnight, but my daytime job. The last time I was at work was on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So I don't go back until Saturday. So I've had a nice week off.
That's good.
I've been doing a lot of sleep.
Well, I took a mental health day today.
I feel like every time I wake up and I sit there and I'm like, it just feels good to be resting.
Yes. I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. I go back on Saturday. And first of all, just having Saturday and Sunday off this past weekend, Mikkel, when I tell you I did absolutely nothing, I did absolutely nothing. Not even invite nobody over. And maybe I did on Monday. Yeah, that was Monday night. Yeah, that was Monday night. I'm going to tell y'all, Tubi is my new favorite app. It's my new favorite app. I'm about to cancel Netflix. I'm going to watch as much as I can, and then I'm going to cancel it. Tubi got all the old shows. The Jeffersons, All in the Family, Steve Harvey Show. It has so much. Then it has their hood movies on there and TV shows. I watched this show called The Dirty D. Now, if you haven't watched it, give it a shot. It's free. You ain't doing nothing this weekend. Turn Tubi on. It's free. And it's about this guy named Brick and his wife who opens up a bar. And the cops have been on Brick for years, but they've never been able to catch him on anything. And with the girls that got working at the bar, you know, you got the little, what you call those girls? The bottle models or whatever.
Bottle girls.
Bottle girls. And, I mean, it's just nothing but sex. It's sex.
And what's the name of the show?
In the mouth. The Dirty Dick. I mean, they just had, it just be sex scene after sex scene after sex scene. I'd be like, is it really like this? Like, yeah, if you want this position, you know what to do. I mean, just stuffing it right in the mouth. Or just bending it over the table.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
you know, something like that.
Oh my God.
No.
What you about to say?
No. I had a good time last night. That's all I'm going to say.
Did you?
I had a really good time.
That's amazing.
I haven't seen this particular person in like a month, so when we linked up, it was fun.
It was fire.
Yeah, we had fun. I had so much fun. Where you at work?
So y'all gotta watch The Dirty D. Then I was watching, you know, like the old stories, like they had Mama Flora's family on there. What's her name? Nat King Cole's daughter. Natalie Cole. Her story was on there. I've never watched her story before.
She had a really
yeah, especially with drugs.
Yeah, when she became an adult, it was really not.
Yeah, and she was talking about it like she wasn't ashamed. Like she had two different actors play her. One played her as a young person. One played her as like a young adult, and then she played her older self. And Diane Carroll was in it as playing her mother. It was really good. Then I started watching the Mickey Howard story. Then I fell asleep halfway through that. And then I was like, wow, Mickey Howard and Gerald Levert had a relationship? And then I was like, where was Candy at during all of this? And then I fell asleep. Then I woke up during the Bobby DeBarge story. Then I ended up watching Friday.
And this was all on Tubi?
Yes, which ended up into Friday After Next. I was just like, I've never watched the third Friday until this weekend. It's not the funniest one, but it was entertaining. It was entertaining, yeah. So it was like Tubi has all of this, and it's like you might have a commercial here and there. I'm okay with a 45-second commercial or even a 2-minute commercial. Most of them like 45 seconds. It was good, so I really enjoyed it. So that was my weekend. I'm just a big Tubi fan. I've been telling people at work. I've been telling people everywhere I go. If you get a chance, watch it. Turn it on. It's free. Now, I know what y'all really want to hear us talk about. Sunday night was the 23rd or 23rd BET Awards.
I think it's 22nd. No, 23rd.
23rd BET Awards. Yeah, it's because it started in the year 2000,
wow.
so it could have been 20.
No, because
2001.
2001 was the first.
Oh yeah, so this is the 23rd. Yes. This is 23rd. So it was an ode to hip hop. It was a 50-year love letter to hip hop, and I enjoyed it. And you know what? I know a lot. Every year, people call it the EBT Awards. People just downgrade BET. Oh, it was horrible. Oh, it was this. This award show was good. Now I know a lot of people are looking for the R&B stars. You're looking for Beyonce. I was looking for Jay-Z because 50 years of hip hop. I was looking for a tribute to Biggie and Tupac. I was looking for Nas. Like, these are the people that I grew up with, but they had people from all eras of hip hop. And then what they did was, like, they had, the new people performing, and then they had people from the different coasts. You had the people you had the LA performers or the California ones. Then they took you down south to Atlanta. Then they took you even further south into Florida. Then you had your New York. Then you had your Midwest. It was so much fun reliving songs that I haven't heard in a long time. Even they had the one-hit wonders, like with the Laffy Taffy and Stanky Leg and Soulja Boy. What was that called? Soulja Boy. Yeah, Soulja Boy. Frank that Soulja Boy. It was good. Like, I liked it. And then they did the tribute to then they gave Busta Rhymes a Lifetime Achievement Award. And he was trying not to cry. Then he ended up crying, and then he just started.
Yeah, because this man's crying on TV. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh, somebody's going to jail.
Is he going to jail? Because they're saying something to Parkland's.
One of the people that didn't want to. Oh, he probably been found not guilty.
That's why I wish you could turn this off, because I'd be so caught up in
it. Let me pause this.
Because I didn't know somebody from the school shooting was on trial.